Dang, did not think I would find the time or the circumstances anymore to do one of these. But I haven't done a picture-in-picture in a little while, and I figured, you know what? I actually have some time before work. My internet's not working out too bad. I've got a good mic setup. I've got a good game. That's not part of a series. That's pretty much why I haven't been uploading a lot of games lately. I've been meaning to upload all of the series in a row and finding time to narrate as well as, you know, that kind of stuff. But hey, a one-off where I'm actually doing all right and, you know, I got a good game going on. Anyways, I'm kind of stalling. I guess the backstory behind this is I posted on my Facebook, so I know a lot of people in real life, and I was like, hey, who wants a battle? I haven't posted on Facebook, on my own personal Facebook in a while, that I wanted a battle, and people were, the one guy that I play at club on a semi-regular basis was like, yeah, I'm down for one tier you want, and I said, you, and he was like, yeah, sure, so we'll go ahead and play that sucker back right about now. Okay. So, looking at it, you know, I kind of did the thing I normally do where I get 3 physical attackers and 3 special attackers. There was not much mindset thought into that. But my Mega was one I really wanted to decide. Because it was really between Mega... It was Mega Beedrill or Mega Houndoom, the 2 that I wanted to use in that tier. And I haven't battled too much, so I don't know how much you has shifted. I know some things have dropped, I know some things have gone up. But for the most part, looking at my team, I think I even have an RU in here, unless Tyrantrum went up. I'm not too aware of the circumstances. But I know Tyrantrum and Doublade are down here, and I figured I needed a way to deal with fairies because of Tyrantrum, and I also needed a way to deal with fairies because of Houndoom. So that's why I brought Doublade there. It kind of helped out. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and actually lead off with Houndoom right now because I'm not really seeing anything that would be a lead that could potentially scare out Mega Houndoom. And the earlier I can get a Mega off, the better. I don't know why I didn't Mega here. There wasn't really much of a purpose to it, but I did want to sub on it because number one, it's got some kind of status condition, or he's going to switch. I'm not sure why he went for Toxic there. This guy knows I like to sub a lot. But outside of that situation, Umbreon doesn't really have any business being in against Houndoom in the first place. So that's why I went for a sub right there. I go for a nasty plot on the switch. And as tempted as I really was to go for +4, somebody once told me, you know, just go for 2 +2 hits. It'll do better than that. And plus with Dark Pulse, you do have the chance of flinching. Not that I get it on this one, or do I? We'll find out. I actually don't. I lied to all of you. I'm so sorry. But he goes for Dragon Tail here, thinking it's actually going to phase me out through my sub. Rule of Dragon Tail is it has to actually do HP damage to you in order to phase you out. So even if you're like a burned Shuckle that like metronome to Dragon Tail and you do 1 HP of damage to something, it makes contact and you phase it out with your feeble little Dragon Tail. But because it hit the sub, which oh my god, I forgot I have one of these right here, look at that. So if it hits the sub, it doesn't do any damage. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, the Yanmega comes in. It's gonna go for Detect. I know that's a really obvious thing to do, so I figure I might as well just show him. I can just nasty plot again in his face. I can make the big boy plays too, even though protecting with the speed boost Yanmega is not really the biggest of boy plays. But you know what, this thing's gonna die anyway, unless it's got a sash, so I might as well just go for a flamethrower. Whoop-de-doo. That's what Houndoom does. And look at that, I scared out the Umbreon, I took out the Melodic, I took out the Yanmega. Yanmega is usually a really, really big threat to the UU teams I make, and the fact that I'm actually able to get it out with my lead poke is a pretty good start to my day / battle, if I do say so myself. So, and right here, you know, my sweep gets interrupted by a Scarf Nidoking. I am alerted to the fact that this is Scarf Nidoking now. This is fine because this means that it's locked in on something and I know what it is from here and I'm otherwise not threatened by it. I don't really have any ground resist on this team, which is, you know, something that happens when you toss the team together in 5 minutes. Sometimes you end up with a glaring weakness. I had a slight fire one and I didn't have a ground immunity. It's fine, you know, it's a casual thing I work with sometimes. So, if I had gone for 2 Ice Beams here, it probably would have coaxed him into switching out, especially if he did not get the Harvest on the switch because of how much Ice Beam did. But this thing is a Leech Seed sub Will-O-Wisp. I would assume maybe Hornleech or Woodhammer, Trevenant. Anyway, that's what this thing does. It's Harvest Citrus. I've dealt with this thing a few times, but knowing that I'm faster than it, I can just go ahead and drop a Toxic on it and just get rid of, you know, the motivation to stay in there longer, because if he subs up, he's not going to stay in here beyond the Willows. I'm pretty sure of that fact, because otherwise he does not gain a lot. Once he gets his berry, and once he gets the status condition on me, that's it. He's out. He's just going to go into something that's going to make Porygon 2, you know, struggle. And yeah, shit. Oh my god, I hate looking at this game. I really do, just because of these two things on the screen right here. But I love Porygon 2. I love Porygon 2 because of its bulk. I don't like it because of its design. I like regular Porygon. Regular Porygon all the way was how we do. So, right here, I should have Toxic'd again, predicting the Umbreon to come in, but to be real, I didn't really expect it to come in the first place. I don't know. I didn't really see a reason for it coming in just because, you know, it can't Toxic Style me. It can Wish Pass, but most everything he has at this point is dead or at full HP, barring the Trevenant, and Wish Passing at that point in the game is kind of awkward. So he protects here, I'm assuming, to scout out if I like what the rest of my moveset is. I don't know. I've already shown him Toxic. I've shown him 2 attacks. That's going to be Recover. All P2s do this. It's Recover, and then T-Wave, and then 2 attacks of choice. I've seen Bolt Beam. I've seen Tri-Attack T-Bolt. I've seen Tri-Attack Ice Beam, which is what I have on this one. This is the one I ran last year at PAX, and it was super great. Everybody had more trouble with this than the Genesect I had on my team. Why I had a Genesect on my team? It's a long story. I'll explain it later. I probably never explain it. Anyway, this thing's gonna come back in, and I don't really feel like being in for this thing subbing or anything like that. I actually decided to go out to Lucario right now to try to get a justified boost off of the Umbreon's Foul Play if it really wants to go for that. Or if it's going to, you know, try to Wish Pass or whatever. I figured it was a good point to bring in Lucario. I don't want to get burned, so I'm actually just going to go out into my Nidoqueen. I thought I had Ice Beam on this thing. It's actually double hazards with Earth Power and Dragon Tail, which is good. That's cool. I like it. It's my other Nidoqueen. That's the all-out offensive one and is modest and everything. But I did want a Rock Setter. I realized I don't have a Spinner on this team either. That tends to happen to me from time to time, but if there's one thing I've remembered, it's always bring a hazard user. I've lost so many games from not setting up hazards. You gotta get them up. You gotta get them up when you can, regardless of how important it looks. It ruins a sash users. We all know this. I've known this for years. Bring a Stealth Rocker, regardless. It doesn't matter. So, Nidoqueen's gonna come in. I can Earth Power this thing, but in reality, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and go for the Stealth Rocks and get out, because I want to go back out into Lucario to get a justified boost. This thing's allowed in UU, but not its Mega, so I figure, you know what, I'll try to take a Foul Play, and we'll just hopefully Wreck Shot from there. But I think he does expect this thing to come in, so I got predicted, oops, or maybe that's actually what he meant to do, fully not expecting Lucario and just coaxing out something else. This is fine, because, I mean, I get to trace Sheer Force again, and I've seen how well this thing takes special hits. This thing is absolutely disgusting. That is that's a Sheer Force Earth Power off of a Nidoking, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to live 2 and burn damage, but not at the end of the turn. I don't think I can live the burn damage at the end of the turn, which is why I go for a Recover right now instead of an Ice Beam. I want to keep this thing around for whatever special attackers he's going to have. And I mean, he's probably getting discouraged by the stalling here, but you can just switch to a different Pokemon that can handle Porygon 2 certainly a lot better than the Nidoking's doing. Because even a crit is not really... A crit's going to do maybe like 60. And I'm at a pretty cushion amount of HP. I'm going to go all the way up, and he recognizes that, which is why he's actually going to go ahead and go back out, or he's going to go out into something new. He goes into his Bayonet, probably to go for a knockoff. I do have... I have Porygon 2 and Doublade here, 2 users that really do not like being knocked off, just because I can go into Lucario, and although I do get my Life Orb, or it's my Expert Belt, it's one of the 2, I do get that knocked off, I do get the Justified boost, which is okay, and it's not stab on Bayonet, so that's fine. Why I went to this, I was assuming to dodge a I don't know, status condition, or if he wanted a taunt, it would have been whatever. I was probably expecting a taunt or a sucker punch right there, so I figured I'd just hard switch out into my physical wall. Just because I do have Nidoqueen and Porygon 2, I think they complement themselves really nicely. Porygon 2 being able to take the Surfs and the Ice Beams that are coming Nidoqueen's way, as well as the Psychics. Really, anything this thing is weak to is predominantly special. And even the physical things, I mean, Porygon 2 takes them pretty well too. So it was something that looked good on paper, and I brought it and I was like, hey, you know, this is kind of cool. So I'm a big fan of it, and he's actually going to go ahead and switch out right here. After I left the Toxic Spikes, to go out into his Nidoking to absorb them, but I don't ever really go for 2 layers. That's the thing. I like the chip damage that one provides on the first turn, which is why I actually just went ahead and switched it out for Earth Power, and I was like, screw it, let's just go for it, and it actually just ended up ass blasting him into another dimension. So I'm totally okay with him losing Nidoking in that fashion, because my Houndoom got embarrassed, and that's how that thing can go down too. So although my Toxic Spikes are gone, the Nidoking's gone too, and I'm actually a pretty big fan of that. So Trevenant is gonna come in, and I think he scoops right here. He had Trevenant, Mega Bayonet, and Umbreon left, and to be honest, since my Lucario wasn't burnt and I still had a bunch of other stuff, I don't know, I thought that was just a really aggressively played game. I don't think I really even used Tyrantrum or Doublade, but that was a game I had today, and I felt good about it, and I feel good about recording this video, so that's why you get it. If you guys enjoyed it though, you can leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. I really can't give you a timeline once again on videos at all. I'm pretty much at the mercy of whatever the work schedule and the everything else schedule is, because things are kind of weird, and I totally just got a Facebook message right there. I'm sorry about that. I thought I had my sounds muted. I guess not. Terrible. Anyways, that'll do for today, and we'll see about another one. Shit, I don't know. I'll catch you guys later. Bye!